And what Mr. Hill didn't say, Pastor Hill didn't say, was that he and Mr. Mack worked together at the juvenile court with some of the most at-risk youth we had at our city, our county. So while we know him as a civil process server in the last week and a half, he existed long before that. His work for the people of Jackson County began long before that. And it was my understanding that when you left juvenile court, Pastor Hill, to go to civil process, Mack followed you. That is a legacy where you guys walked together. Now, I remember as a judge, you see lots of names on papers all the time. You don't always get a chance to put a name to a face. But I actually had a chance to put a name to the face with Drexel Mack. His team was honored as the Employee Team of the Month in August 2020. During the height of the pandemic, the Civil Process Unit went on. They served honorably thousands of process services during that month, and their team was honored. And I had the opportunity to sit next to Mack at a luncheon for employees that had won awards. And as you said, he had a loud voice, a loud laugh, a big smile. And he sat there and told us all types of tales at the table. And it made it a little more personable. Next time I saw his name on the papers as the process server, I knew who he was. I want to say a few words to Mack's family here today. And as this tragedy unfolded, I kind of learned about people in bits and pieces. So I'm just going to name the people that I met in bits and pieces as I've gone. I haven't met everybody yet, but that's my intention today. But I met his fiance, Janelle Ruffin, knew his fiance. She actually works also for the courts. She told me about Mack and our 3 children. And I'm so grateful that you shared or allowed us to share in this moment with you today. Spoke to his mother after that, Isadora Mack. She's in Orlando, Florida. She is in poor health and unable to travel. Her caregiver, her sister, Miss Oralia New, came up to travel to Kansas City to be here today. But the mother's health took it's not well, and Miss Anu had to go back to be there to care for her sister. So in honor of Miss Isadora Mack, who's not here, we have a chair, an empty chair, to represent her and the love she would have for her son. We're also videotaping the ceremony today so we can send this tape to her so she can see how beloved her son was by all of us here at Jackson County. And last, but certainly not least, is Drexel Mack's son, Drexel Mack Jr., affectionately known as DJ, who traveled here on Friday with his maternal grandmother, Gwendolyn Love. I had a chance to visit with them at the hotel Friday night, and he's a remarkable young man. Much like his father, carries himself very well, very polite, very respectful. And you're becoming a man I know your father would be proud of. Please know, family, that you do not walk this grief path alone. We have a small symbol to acknowledge the difficult journey ahead of you. We have some few white roses we want to pass out as a symbol of the peace, love, and the unbreakable bond that you share with Mack. And to his court family, specifically the Civil Process Department, headed by Director Jack Foster, Mr. Foster's here, who continue to do the work of the Civil Process team. All of you should know that Mack touched many lives, and he will not be soon forgotten. Today, we want to honor the team of civil process servers by providing you with pins, gold pins that will be affixed to your uniforms that are engraved with Mac's name. We have those, and they're handed out to you today. Wear them proudly, wear them honorably, and know that Mac continues to walk with each of you every single day. Now, learning more about Mac has kind of been like peeling back the layers of an onion. And when you peel back a layer of an onion, you're surprised by the things that you find sometimes, and you don't realize things that you find. But one of the things that I found to be most telling about who Mr. Mac was and his legacy of service was that it didn't begin here at Jackson County. He actually served in the United States Navy and sang in the Naval Choir. Didn't know that. That loud, booming voice. Do you sing? No, you don't sing. Okay. Well, the rest of his family does. They sing. Oh, okay. He has a family that sings. And so I want to turn, we have some volunteers here from the United States Navy who wish to honor him with the assistance of the Independence Police Department and the Kansas City Police Department Honor Guards. At this time, I'll turn it over to the Honor Guards. As I said, Mac had a very large family, and we want to honor them all. And everything we're putting for Miss Mac, we will be hand delivering to her in Florida in the coming days.